Hi, folks. Welcome to my channel. This is Bree at Life Abuse. And I hope everybody is doing great today, folks. And today we have a guest we had before, and his name is Joe. So before we start this show, folks, I just want to show you that my child is not here. It's just me, myself, and of course, Joe is our guest. I'm doing this because I have been attacked inside of the courtroom by my ex's lawyer that my child is around when that's not true. So that's important for me to do this to show that the child is not around here. I don't do this around the child. How are you doing today, Joe?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm alive.
That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah, thank you for asking. So, Joe, as you know, and folks, as you all know, my case that is still going on in the court in Corner Brook, Newfoundland. So, as you are here as a guest, Joe, I have some questions so that we can bring light to it. So, as a person, and I know that you are also in Canada, but you are in a different province. What do you think about the judge's position in my case?
Thank you for this opportunity and time. And it is what it is, what you are going through. I think the end will justify the beginning.
Yes.
And anything that has beginning has to have an end at some point.
That's true.
So from talking to you, hearing about your case and the position of the judge, I don't think you dislike or you hate this judge as a person.
No.
I just want to put that out.
Exactly.
My understanding is that the safety of your child is very important to you, and it should be.
Exactly.
And you feel like the judge is not understanding your position and where you are coming from. And as a result of that, you are not happy with her position so far.
Exactly.
You are talking to you, you are proud of this woman for who she is, what she have achieved, how far she have come. I mean, she's a strong woman in your view, and you wish that someday your daughter grow up to be a judge or somebody in position in power like that. Exactly. So you have nothing bad about her,
No.
but just that you have different view from where she's coming from, and she's not understanding your own position. That frustrates you.
It's very frustrating, Joe.
So this judge, from hearing from you what's the position she have taken, I think the judge is no longer acting independently as she's supposed to. I think she has been fully occupied by your ex lawyer. I call him a manipulator in chief. Because I think the lawyer manipulates things, and he think he's smart. He take advantage of the vulnerables, and he think he can make up stories and stand on it.
Okay.
So I think this judge has been fully occupied by this guy, the lawyer. Okay. And the judge is no longer thinking independently. So in order for her to continue to maintain her dignity for what she have achieved, you are more or less offering her an exit door to save her face and to respect her so she doesn't get herself rubbed down by this lawyer who think he can manipulate things. Mm-hmm. You are asking her to leave your case is not because you hate her, like you said.
No, I do not.
It's just because you don't believe she is acting on your best interest of your child. Exactly. Not just your own best interest, but best interest of the child.
Exactly.
Because as a judge, she's supposed to be neutral. Exactly. She does not supposed to take side. But it doesn't matter how long, how much perfection we can try to be, human beings still have errors.
Yeah.
And we, at some point she may have choosing a side. She's a human being. She might be out of her way, trying to satisfy the other side because she have chosen them to favor them.
But that's against the judicial, though.
It is. That is not it is not a professional practice.
No, it's not.
But what can we do? Human beings have errors.
Yeah, that is true.
But what you notice that she's no longer acting independent. She's no longer thinking independently. She's no longer making decisions on her own based on evidence. She has been influenced by someone. That is why you are offering her an exit door to see if she can rescue herself out of the case, not necessarily because you hate her, so that somebody else can take over. And she will be okay. You will be fine. I think she may have other cases in the court. I don't know what is so special about yours that she may not want to leave willingly. If I'm in her case, I will leave by myself.
This case, I was asked by her, Joe, another thing I was asked by her on January 30th, if I want a different judge. From my perspective, she could have excused herself because she heard that I do not want her. I want a different judge.
Yes. Yeah. When she asks you that, I think she's trying to play a reverse psychology to see how you think, what you think about her. And you told her in her face that my understanding that you said you will appreciate that if she can do that.
Exactly.
But she responded, maybe she will wait for something else or something else to happen. But this judge, she could just leave herself by herself. But for some reason, she doesn't want to leave.
She wants to be.
She knows best. But my point is that my understanding of you is that you don't hate her as a person.
I have nothing against her.
You are proud of her as a woman.
Exactly.
And then you wish that your daughter can be as successful as she is someday. But what you're asking her at this time is to rescue herself and allow other person to come into this case as you think that she's no longer, she's been biased. She's no longer thinking independently as a judge.
Exactly. Like if she could leave quietly and not fight, then all this could be fine. So I'm going to move to the next question. What do you think about them not having provided a psychiatric letter that the judge requested? And then now, as a judge, she's moving to request a letter from the family doctor. Do you think that there's something that they are hiding here from bringing a letter from the psychiatrist?
Yes, that is a good question. That's a good observation there. My understanding is that at first she asked for a letter from a psychiatrist.
Yes.
And then the manipulator in chief, the lawyer of your ex,
exactly,
managed to bring a letter from a psychologist. A psychologist is a counselor. A psychiatrist is a doctor, pretty much a mental ill doctor.
Yes.
So when she asked for a letter from a psychiatrist and she ended up with a letter from a psychologist, and yet she was not able to separate apple from orange, right there shows that she's no longer thinking independently.
Exactly.
And my understanding is that there must be something the lawyer of your ex and your ex is hiding here.
Okay.
2 or 3 things are involved. Number one, maybe this very person, your ex-husband, does not have the mental illness as he claimed that he has.
Okay.
That he is just someone who is taking advantage of the system. He find it way because my understanding that he went to the military.
Yes.
And then that gave him a room to claim PTSD and other mental illness. so he can get some disability funding from government or wherever. So my understanding, maybe he does not have what he claimed he has. And as a result, he is avoiding pharmaceutical because he knows the implication of taking a pharmaceutical that can trigger something else in his brain, because those medication for such person they are strong drugs. So if they prescribe those drugs and he starts taking them, it can actually turn him into something else that he knows. Wow. So because of that, he does not want to take pharmaceutical, as he has already told you, and he told the judge himself.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, most people like that are lazy. They find a doctor to write a letter for them, to give them a qualification to receive disability from government.
Manipulating the system.
So they manipulate the system. If that has been what he has been doing, he is caught now because he needs to provide a letter to clear him of a psychiatric problem of mental illness. He cannot provide that letter. He's finding it difficult to provide such letter because he at first made it up. If that is the case, he is a wicked person who took advantage of the system for many years.
Wow.
My understanding is that there's three arms of government. There's the executive, there's the judiciary, there's the legislature. And the court falls under judiciary. And in the judiciary, there's Attorney General. The Attorney General of this federation is the number one security person of this nation. So this judge should help the system to fish out some criminals who has been taking advantage of the system. Because if this man is unable to provide a letter from a psychiatrist, it simply means something is fishing. And if he does...
Exactly, because another thing that has transpired, the judge mentioned when my lawyer was arguing on that, on the letter from the psychiatrist or information from the psychiatrist, the judge said that the court is not at the position to have this man reevaluated. Why?
No, that is my understanding. I will argue that and I will disagree with that from the court. A child life is at stake here.
Exactly.
It took 9 months to carry a baby in a womb.
Exactly.
I don't think it will take 9 months to make sure the child is safe.
No.
So why would the judge say that the court is not in position to do that? The court is in position to do anything. They can ask him to provide anything to clear his mental illness. If he does have mental illness, as he said he has he been taking medication? What are the medications that he has been taking? You know, all these things are very important because a child life is at stake. This is someone who said he has thought of hurting a child. It comes to his brain
in order to get to me.
In order to get to you, it comes to his brain like watching a TV.
Exactly.
So who knows when this thought will come to his head? And if you have a child next to him, maybe he will carry out his thought. Exactly. So will this judge be okay to find out later that she has made wrong choice that have put a child life in a permanent danger, that the child may have been hurt? I don't think she will be happy. What does it take her now to make sure that it doesn't happen? In my place, we have this saying, they said, prevention is better than cure. You better prevent something before it happens. Do whatever you can within your power to prevent it before it happens. If she's not trying to prevent this, and if something happens, I think she will have herself to blame. She will have some regret.
Well, just to add on that, Joe, according to the laws, to the children protection laws in Canada, it says that parents can be denied access when the child is known to be at serious risk of abuse. The judge is disregarding the laws, what the law says.
That is why I said in beginning that she is no longer thinking independently. She has been compromised, in my view, by the lawyer of your ex-husband.
Another thing, I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to clarify that I'm not denying access. I want my child to be safe. I have never denied my ex the child because he's the father of my child, and the child and him deserve to have a relationship. I want my daughter to be safe. I'm sorry to cut you off. You can continue to what you were saying.
Yes, every mother wants this. Okay. Yeah. My understanding is that when this child was born, he was not there.
No.
His name was not even in the birth certificate.
No.
You chose to put his name there so that he can be bonded with his child.
Exactly.
And my understanding that you have given him more days now to allow him to have bonding time with his daughter. You wish he can be a good father. You just want to be sure that your child will be safe.
Exactly.
You are not arguing anything more than that. You are not asking him not to be a father. You wish that he can be a good father.
Exactly.
Based on what you know about him and his history from social workers you learned after their last testimony,
yes,
it appears he has history of bad behaviors.
Exactly.
And those are your concerns. You want to be sure that your child is safe.
And also to bring light to this, to what he has done to me as well, because I have undergone through so much abuse from this man.
Yes, I know that. Everybody, we know that. But what we're talking about here, you're a big girl, you are grown up, you can carry on with your life, but a child is a child.
That is
okay,
true.
So what we're talking about here is your child.
Exactly.
What he has done to you is something you have to always live with. You have to remember them. But you don't want the same thing to happen to your child. You want your child to be safe in his hand. I mean, there's nothing wrong in what you are asking.
No.
I don't think anybody can say you are asking too much.
No.
I don't think anything is too much here. You are asking the basic thing that a normal person should ask.
A mother.
A mother. Okay. So my understanding is that your last visit in the court, he has been asked to provide certain letters, or somebody will have to come and show up. Look, at the end of the day, this case is very simple. If this judge wants to continue, it is very simple. It is not complicated. I ask you for a letter from a psychiatrist. Can I have it? If you cannot provide a letter from a psychiatrist, why? I will conclude that you are not safe with this child until you provide a letter from a psychiatrist.
That's what a normal judge could have done.
Then he will provide a letter. This will exonerate this judge too, in case tomorrow, if this man do something terrible to this child, the judge will say, I base my decision on this letter from a psychiatrist. How would I have known otherwise? But this time she's exposing herself to a lot of blames should something happen to Molo. How can she base her decision on a letter from a psychologist? A psychologist is not a psychiatrist.
On top of that, Joe, she asked the social workers, how would they facilitate access if the court is ordering supervised access? They mentioned they will comply.
And then number two,
not to order them.
Number two, social workers are also part of the system. I mean, you work with social worker to achieve positive goals such as this. Since the social workers said we will comply with the court order, why not get them involved?
Involving the parents who want nothing to do with the child and him and me.
Yeah, I hear that from I listen. I heard you say that the parents said they have nothing to do with you and your child, and this your ex-husband mentioned that in the court as well.
Exactly.
I mean, the last time the judge ordered his parents to be part of this, I don't know. Did the judge did she invite them to testify and ask them if they are willing to take this task or not?
No, that never happened.
She did not invite his parents. How can she impose a duty or impose something as this to someone without asking them if they want to do this or not?
I mean, I don't abuse of power pretty much because she has something to say as a judge.
Again, I don't think it's all that. I think she is trying to appease your ex-husband lawyer. He is the one manipulating all this time.
Wow. So also me being self-represented, it was not in my favor.
Pardon me?
Also me being self-represented, not having a lawyer was not in my favor because she, as a judge, she was favoring the opponent party, the lawyer, not care about the best interest of the child.
Well, we are all human beings. Sometimes, in the absence of the law, common sense prevails. If you don't have a lawyer, does not mean you are no longer a human, that you will be humiliated or you will be thrown out. Do you understand? Yes. So I do not understand why she will not favor. She doesn't have to favor anybody. She just have to be neutral, base her judgment on evidence.
Yeah, this also shows the impartialism because according to the Code of Ethics, you know, she has obligation to, as she's serving in the judicial, when she's performing the duties of the judicial, she must not be impartial. She was very impartial to me, and she appeared to be partial to the other party. So I'm going to move to the other question, Joe, here. So since the judge is insisting that she must order unsupervised access as she wants to the father, ignoring the safety of my daughter. Do you think that a judge should write an undertaking to guarantee the safety of my child? What are your thoughts in regard regarding that?
Well, I would think that if you request for that, you are right to ask for that. You just want someone to guarantee your daughter's safety.
And that she will be accountable if ever something goes wrong to my daughter. As a judge, she will answer. She will take responsibility.
You are just asking for you want safety. You want to be sure that your daughter is safe. If she cannot make her decision based on evidence, if she cannot get a letter from a psychiatrist, I believe if she gets all these letters, she will make proper judgment. But if she refuses to, and she proceed with ordering access without supervision or any of things like that, if you ask for her to write an undertaking guaranteeing the safety of your child, I think it's within your right to ask for that.
Okay.
And she should consider that since she's so sure that this man is not a threat, then she should write a letter and sign undertaking that should anything go wrong, she will be held accountable. All you are trying to do here is to prevent anything wrong happening to your child. Like I said, prevention is better than cure.
Exactly. Prevention is better than cure. And according to the laws, the laws are all about child safety first. So I do not understand why is access first and then safety is not a goal. I do not understand what's going on here. So I'm going to move in to bring lights to my ex's parents. Um, I do feel for them, Joe. Honestly, I do feel for them because no parent will wish this to happen to them. Personally, I think that they are very embarrassed by their son. However, they still love him. No parent will want to be embarrassed like this. Their son is embarrassing them like this, court after court. Because when I met him, there was a court going on of which he brainwashed me about. You know, another woman, child mother, charged him. So now me and him, fast forward, we're going to court and there's another woman, blah, blah, blah. So no parent want this. Court after court, woman after woman. So to just elaborate a little bit in that. So his mother told me that, you know what, they are tired. So they've been involved. They want nothing to do with him anymore, with his relationship. He put them through a lot. They told me that if ever I have issues with him, I must deal with them myself, not involving them because they are tired. So court after court, you know, women after women, children and irresponsible, not supporting them. And as a result, as parents are, you know, the first child is being supported by them. They are taking their child to school. He's not responsible. He's sleeping. He sleep in. He wake up after midday, whatever. He don't care because his parents are there for that child. So he's not responsible for any child. So the
I want to,
so
I want to, I want to come in there. This person is just a lazy person, and the like I hear you, and I hope the world can hear you. Nobody wish this for themselves. No parent will wish this for themselves.
For them.
You feel bad for them, and I feel bad for them too. But they have no choice.
Yeah.
They just have no choice. You know, they have a son who is reckless and irresponsible, who is lazy, who just want to sit home, go online, look for women, do nothing better for himself, just sit around and do nothing, cannot keep a job. You know, no parents want that.
No.
It's no parent. I feel bad for them. I don't know them, but I feel their pain.
Yes, me too.
So, but what can they do? It's too late now. This man is an adult, is a grown adult. They have no choice. But there's a saying in my place, you have to tell somebody you love what they need to know, not what they like to hear. That is called tough love. You have to give to somebody.
Okay.
I believe if his parents tells him what he need to know, not what he like to hear from day one, he wouldn't be this at this time. But at this time, at this day of age of this man, he is already too old to be configured.
Exactly.
He is thinking one way and his parents have no choice. I wish and I hope that the parents can, you know, find some happiness somewhere,
okay.
Find something to make up for all these stresses they are going through. I wouldn't wish this for myself, neither will I wish this for my worst enemy. This is very embarrassing. You have a son who have children, does not take care of them, is case after case, going to court, making money and giving to lawyers. This is just his life. Is that something somebody should be proud of?
I don't think so.
Wow. I don't think so.
Wow. So I'm sorry about that. So we have two things to cover before our time is over. We have less than 8 minutes. I just wanted to bring in as well the other victim of my ex, which is Tamara. So as you all know, that Tamara has been appearing on my videos as well, and she has been speaking up. So as that she's not the only victim. So I just want to elaborate in this as well, that Tamara is not my friend, because the lawyer of my abuser, or of my ex, is mentioning that Tamara is my friend. I'm letting my friends to attack his client. So I'm going to mention this again, Joe, that Tamara is not my friend. First, Tamara is a victim, is an ex-girlfriend, of my ex, of which I met at the shelter. So because Tamara and I share the same abuser, we became close. So another thing that I want to disclose in that, though, with the Tamara story, the lawyer of my ex served Tamara in my house, which was against the confidentiality. He breached that protocol by serving Tamara in my house, which was wrong. So what do you think about this lawyer's conduct here? And another thing I forgot to mention, the court sheriff was sent to my house to look for Tamara. Yet the court know that this is my address. This is not Tamara's address. The lawyer knows very well, but he decided to use my confidential address that is on my file. You know what I'm saying? So is there anything you want to say regarding that?
Yes, I believe that the lawyer shouldn't attach Tamara to you, because from day one, you don't know Tamara from day one. The person that brought you to where you are was your ex-husband. Exactly. And this Tamara was his girlfriend 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
You wouldn't even know them as of that time.
Exactly.
So it's just that you guys, when you met her at the shelter, you guys have time to talk. People talk to each other, yes, sharing stories. That's how you came to know that, oops, you guys are coming from the same person. That's how you came to know her.
Exactly.
I don't think Tamara is your friend. Tamara is your friend today because you guys met and you guys are victim of the same person.
Exactly.
So number two, for the lawyer to look for Tamara in your house, lawyers basically, what they do if they want to serve someone, they have to look for where they can find the person. And because you have a pending case with this lawyer, I don't think it's right that he breached that privacy. He shouldn't come to your house to look for somebody else that he wants to serve. He should wait or look for her anywhere. If he sees her on the street, he should stop her and serve her that, not to look for her at your house. That is a breach of privacy. He disclosed your address, using your address for somebody else, another case of his. He's not right, but I think you should discuss that with your lawyer. Your lawyer should be in the best position to address this. He should not be doing that, coming to your house to look for Tamara. Tamara does not live with you. Tamara is your friend. You guys are victim of the same person. You guys share the same story. That's how you guys are friends today. So he should look for somewhere else to look for Tamara, not in your house. Tamara does not live in your house.
Exactly. So in the next 3 minutes, our time will be up, but I just wanted to bring the fact that Tamara is not the only victim of my ex. So there are other women that has indicated the interest to come forward, but because they are afraid, they haven't came forward yet, because it's not everybody who has who have strength, or brave enough to come forward. So it's not only Tamara who's only a victim of my ex. I also wanted to elaborate in that, or bring some light as well, that we are not only the victims of my ex, there are other women out there.
Yes, that's because birds of the same feather flocks together, Exactly. So all the women that have been abused by this very man seems to be coming around, connecting to each other. Well, at this point, we know about Tamara, we wait for others to come up. When they come out, then the world will hear about their own case. But for now, you are talking about your case, exactly. And Tamala is also talking about her own case. So we rest the case for now until other women come up. Exactly. But I know that if there's other women, it doesn't take time for them to come up. Right. Eventually, they will speak out. Exactly. And the world will hear them as well.
Exactly. Well, I just want to thank you so much, Joe. In less a minute, is there anything else you want to say?
No, the only thing I can say is be positive. The end justify the beginning. You are not asking for anything difficult. You are just asking for the safety of your child. And you are asking the judge to do something right. You offered her a proper exit since she's
to exit quietly.
So if she can listen to that, it doesn't mean that you hate her. No. But at this time, you don't think she's independent thinker in this case. That's all. I wish you well, and everything will be okay.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate you, and we should have you again on our show or our channel.
Sometime.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Joe. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. You know, we live at very difficult times in our world these days, where good is bad and where bad is good, where good people like you and I have been oppressed by the evildoers, and where evildoers have been endorsed by the devil to oppress good people like you and I. Do you know why they hate us? Because we got God by our side, and we have truth, and the truth is of God. Let me communicate something to you, evildoers. What's this for? For what? For money? We shall all leave money behind the grave. Shame on you, evildoers. To good people out there, people of God who stand by truth, who has truth and light of God, I want to leave you with a word of encouragement that is found on the book of Isaiah 54:17. That says, "No weapon formed against you will prosper, and you will condemn every tongue that rises against you in judgment." Guess what? We will judge the evildoers. Any tongue that is rising against us right now, at Judgment Day, we shall condemn. I love you, good people. Let's stand for what's right. Let's stand for truth, because truth has power to do one thing, to set us free. I love you with all my heart. This is Bree. Stay tuned.